Thank you, Grand Marshal Mayberry. Okay. Okay.
Mr. President. The congregation is assembled.
Now, thank you, Grand Marshal Mayberry. Please, everyone, remain standing for our national anthem.
Please remain standing. Commencement is a time when we not only honor the work of these individual graduates, but also when we turn our hearts in thanksgiving to all who have helped bring them to this moment, when we recognize that each of us is part of something much bigger than ourselves. Whether you wish to call this moment then a time of quiet reflection or a time of prayer, I invite you to join me in acknowledging our indebtedness to the connections that are greater than any one person, giving thanks not only for what our graduates have accomplished, but also for all of those who have made these graduates who they are today. Let us quiet our hearts and our minds together. Today we offer our blessings and our hopes upon our graduates as they enter into a new phase of their lives. Whether the time behind them feels all too short, or whether this day has been a long time in the making, they can be proud that they are here today. And we pray that their pride in what they have achieved will give them the confidence they need to meet the challenges of their future. We give thanks for the faculty who taught these students, challenging and opening their minds to new ideas. We're grateful for the seriousness they bring to their work and the care and time they invest in their students. The lessons that they offered and the lessons that the faculty learned in return are ones that will be remembered and cherished for a lifetime. We give thanks for the friends of these graduates who supported them throughout their years here, who made the rough times bearable and the good times full of joy. May these friendships endure and last long beyond their time here in Alfred, so that the days that they shared together will continue to be a part of who they are, even as they move to new places and phases of their lives. And we especially give thanks today for their families and for those who have been family to them, the people who listened when they needed guidance, who supported them and sacrificed on their behalf, and who dreamed of this day for them and believed that they could achieve this dream. We also remember loved ones gone, who would be so filled with pride to see these graduates today, and we take comfort in knowing that they are here in spirit with them. And so on behalf of the families, friends, faculty, and staff of this college, we ask that these graduates be blessed in the years ahead as they have been abundantly blessed and blessed us in their time here at Alfred University. Amen.
Thank you for that invocation. Now you may be seated. Welcome to Alfred University's 2022 Commencement. Isn't it great to be back in person for a momentous occasion like today? Please join me in first welcoming and thanking the members of our Board of Trustees who are with us today. They've spent the last 2 days with us. They're integral to our success. They give us their involvement, their insight, their investment, and most of all, their inspiration. I'm going to ask each of them to stand as I name them so that we can give them a round of applause. Dr. Jean Bernstein. And let's hold off the applause until we'll name them all, and then we'll applaud them collectively. Eric Bershad, Dr. Joseph Cesarano, Russ Cesari, Gregory Connors, our board chair, Terry Galanis Jr., we're in the Terry Galanis Arena, Frederick George, Bill Giles, Dr. Chris Heckel, Stephen Hine, Brian Hill, Jim Jordan, Charlie Joyce, the Joyce Walton Center nearby, Kristen Klaben, Kevin Livingston, Dr. Terry Mikalski, Neil Miller, Craig Peretz, Patty St. George, Matthew Washington, and Eric Zuckerman. Now join me in a round of applause. Thank you. Provost Dobie, the ceremony is yours.
President. Welcome, everybody. We're so pleased to have you all here to celebrate our 2022 graduates. Let me begin with a few housekeeping items. There are emergency exits at the back, in the middle of the auditorium, and in the balcony. Should there be an emergency, please move orderly to the exits. Medical emergency assistance is available at the ambulance located near the gym entrance on the parking lot side of the building. Many of you will want to take photos. We welcome you taking photos. You may come up to the front. Just please be mindful of traffic and students trying to get back to their seats. I'd like to recognize the contribution of Mr. Gary Roberts, our Chief Information Officer, who will pronounce, without error, the names of our graduates. I also want to thank our registrar, Tammy Yerza-Williams, Kathleen Hillman, and Katie Hamlin, who are helping on stage and really put all of the details of our graduates in order on time today. Now to the ceremony. We're going to begin with the conferment of honorary degrees, and I would like to call the chair of our Board of Trustees, Greg Connors, to the podium. Chair Connors.
Thank you, Provost Dobie. First and foremost, congratulations, class of 2022. Please have fun and enjoy your celebration. First, I am honored to announce that the Board of Trustees has selected Steve Hine to be the Vice Chair effective July 1st, 2022. In historic fashion, the board is also glad to announce that we have selected Carolyn Clark to be the chairman of the board effective July 1st, 2022. Carolyn will be the first female chair in the 186-year history of Alfred University. Now on to the honorary degrees. In March, President Zupan came to me and talked about the possibility of having Vladimir Zelensky awarded an honorary degree. He reached out to the embassy, the Ukraine embassy in the United States. They politely declined because he was busy. Undeterred, President Zupan sent out a collective assortment of emails, which many of you students, I'm sure, have received also in your time here at Alfred University. And in those emails, he received a reply from a fellow alum, Beryl Torte, who suggested that he award this honorary degree in absentia. Well, President Zupan, who has a vast array of email contacts, reached out to all the presidents that he knew to see if they would join in his idea of awarding President Zelensky an honorary degree in absentia. He received a resounding response, and today, over 27 universities throughout our country are joining us in awarding President Zelensky this honorary degree. I would like to invite up Eric Rashad. Eric Rashad is a board member. He's also a 1969 graduate in political science and history. Eric is well renowned throughout the world as the founder and chairman of the Philip Jeffries wall coverings. If you've been in any hotel throughout the world, I'm sure you will see his wall coverings in any Four Seasons or any other hotel that you've stayed in. Eric Rashad.
Thank you, Greg. Congratulations to all of our graduates, but I'd like to do a shout out to all the families. Would all the families please rise? Congratulations. I was honored, thank you. I was honored to be asked by the university to make this presentation today. My family is from the Ukraine. They're from the city of Bershad, from where I have my last name, Bershad. Bershad is a town about 3 hours north of the port of Odessa, which, as many of you know, has been under terrible siege over the last few days. When I received this honor, I first discussed it with my wife, Susan, and with my sons, Philip and Jeffrey. And we remarked, it was amazing to us that President Zelensky and his family decided to stay in the Ukraine, even though Kiev was under considerable attack from Russian forces that are right outside the city. He did not flee, nor did his family. Even after President Biden said, "We have safe passage for your family, please let us get you out of there," he declined. They chose to stay. That's quite unlike leaders from many other countries that we know of who, at the first sign of danger, leave. They did not. They stayed. He did not flee, nor did he freeze. In fact, he did the opposite. He went about the task of organizing his military forces and worked around the clock to rally his people to resist the Russian invasion. All of this was done while he was under considerable danger, mortal danger, and under attack. Facing mortal danger, what would each one of us do? What would be our natural reaction? Would it be to flee? To freeze? I don't know. I don't know for myself. There has to be some ideal, though, something more important that's worth sacrificing our lives for. What is that ideal? It's something for all of us to think about. President Zelensky, while leading his people, always also somehow working underground and hiding in shelters, worked 24 hours a day to reach out to people throughout the world. He spoke to our U.S. Congress. He spoke to the British Parliament. He spoke to 74 leaders of other countries around the world, and he rallied support. Thanks to Zoom. He's asked for support. He's asked for humane support. He's asked for military support. He's now received much of that support. And now we hope that these resources will allow him to defend the Ukraine as a country and defend the democracy of the Ukraine. He did not flee. He did not freeze. One man made a difference. My hope, looking out at all of you, and remembering exactly where I was many, many years ago, listening to someone like myself, I hope at some point each one of you will recognize that you too can make a difference in your own way. And now in our own way, Alfred is going to make a small difference for the Ukrainian people. In addition to the honorary degree that we are about to bestow, I'm very, very proud to announce that Alfred University has offered a full 4-year scholarship to 3 Ukrainian students who we are bringing to the United States, and we hope that they will be here this fall. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. President Zupan.
Thank you, Eric. In recognition of the accomplishments and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Alfred University, I confer upon Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris clausus, in absentia, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining, and in token whereof, I cause you to be vested with the hood of the degree and instruct that your status be charged to the membership rolls of our university and its Alumni Association. Congratulations, President Zelensky.
Thank you. Read. Here we go. Whereas Alfred University bestows honorary degrees on individuals whose professional achievements have earned them prominent recognition as leaders in their industry and society, and whereas Vladimir Zelensky, 6th President of Ukraine, faces extraordinary personal, professional, and humanitarian challenges during the 2022 unprovoked Russian invasion of his homeland, and whereas President Zelensky's remarkable bravery, outstanding leadership, and compelling communications have motivated the collective courage of his own citizens and the broader world in defense of freedom and democracy, and stand as an example of consequential action on a global scale, and whereas humankind is bearing witness to the threats to civil liberties and the well-being of the citizens of Ukraine, surrounding countries, and the entire world because of the ongoing Russian aggression, and whereas Alfred University upholds the responsibility as an institution of higher learning in promoting tenets of free society, such as the unalienable right of individuals to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whereas it is the responsibility of Alfred University Board of Trustees to approve honorary doctorate degrees, be it therefore resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves this honorary doctorate of humane letters in absentia, with the Board's and Alfred University's sincerest hope for a humane and just conclusion to this conflict and for a safe and secure future for President Zelensky and all the people of the Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. I would now like to move to an honorary degree to Charlie Joyce. I would like to introduce and bring up to the podium Fred George, an undergraduate and master's degree graduate of Alfred University in 1975 in political science and psychology. Charlie will be presented as hood by fellow alum Kristen Klaben and Steve Hine.
Thank you and good morning. Mr. President, students, staff, faculty, and guests. I am pleased to present to you Charles, or as we know him, Charlie Joyce, a member of the Alfred University Board of Trustees who has served on the board for 21 years. Charlie is the former president, CEO, and board chair of Otis Eastern Services Incorporated, one of the energy industry's leaders in the construction of pipeline transporting oil, natural gas, and petroleum products. He was elected to our Board of Trustees in 2001 and currently serves on the Executive, Finance, Strategic Planning, former chair, and Student Experience, and trustee committees. He previously served on the Statutory Affairs and was chair for that committee and was a member of the Capital Campaign. Charlie graduated from Cornell University in 1972 with a bachelor's degree in government. That year, he joined Joyce Leonard Canada Limited, and in 1977, he became president of Joyce Western Corporation, managing that company's construction activities throughout the United States and Canada. He joined his father, Charles H. Joyce, at Otis Eastern Services in 1983 as vice president and became president and CEO in 1995. Charlie's son, Casey Joyce, succeeded him as the company president and CEO in 2016. Over the years, Charlie has held leadership roles in numerous industry, government, and labor groups. Charlie and Alfred University alumnus Sherry Walton, class of 80, and 88 received her master's degree, provided funding for the Joyce and Walton Center, which opened in 2014, and the Joyce and Walton Strength and Conditioning Center, which opened in 2018. A generous commitment from Charlie and Sherry in 2018 helped provide support to attract Alfred University's next Vice President of Student Affairs, helped launch Alfred University's new leadership minor, and underwrote the offering of the LEAD 301 Improving Alfred University course taught by the Dean of the Invocation School of Engineering and the President of Alfred University. He joined with fellow trustee Marlon Miller, a class of '54, and an honorary degrees in 1989 and 2019, underwriting the hiring of a consulting firm to help Alfred University develop a residence life master plan. Furthermore, in 2018, Charlie made a generous commitment of $2 million toward the enhancement of Alfred University's athletic facilities on Jericho Hill. Charlie has long been active in supporting charitable organizations in the Wellsville community. In 2012, his philanthropy established the Catholic Charities Fund, the Catholic Charities Food Pantry of Wellsville. In November 2019, he was honored for his selfless support of others as Catholic Charities renamed its Wellsville Food Pantry the Joyce Family Food Pantry and Outreach. Mr. President, I am honored to present Charles P. Joyce for the conferral of the degree Doctor of Commerce, honoris causa, in recognition of his professional career and his service and generosity to the community, Alfred University, and its students.
Charlie, in recognition of your accomplishments and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of our university, I confer upon you Doctor of Commerce, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. And in token whereof, I cause you to be vested with the hood of the degree and instruct that your status be charged in the membership roll of the Alfred University Alumni Association. Congratulations, Charlie.
Thank you for properly dressing me, and thank you very much for considering me and allowing me to take this award today. It's humbling to be on the same stage with my fellow honorary grad, President Zelensky, and I hope we all understand the seriousness of the day, although my short talk is not going to be all that serious. So first, I'd like to thank my fellow trustees for recognizing me with this great honor. I also have some family members here, my daughter, her mother, my college roommate, Randy Shaler, and around the country streaming to a diverse group of relatives and family. My 92-year-old mother and my 4-month-old granddaughter are watching, I think. So anyway, I'm not an AU graduate, but the university's long been a big part of my life. Over the years, I've attended lectures, weddings, fundraisers, concerts, sporting events, art exhibits and plays, graduation of relatives and friends, countless events here. I skipped school annually from Andover to come to the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which was the forerunner of what is now Hot Dog Day. Those of us who grew up in this area, know that Alfred University provides sorely needed quality of life opportunities and serves as a cornerstone for a region which doesn't have a lot. really, it has a huge, huge impact on the quality of life here, and we recognize that as residents, and we deeply appreciate it. The impact is just huge. It's ironic that, and somewhat unreal actually, that 50 years ago, almost to the day, I sat in a venue like this to receive my degree. Just amazing that that much time has passed. But on this past Monday, I was on campus to help judge 3 student presentations on ways to improve the Alfred experience. These presentations were awesome, and all 3 will be taken seriously by our decision makers and make some much needed changes. But to show you how things are, some things are immune to change. They don't move quickly. You know, a couple of the presentations talked about parking difficulties on the campus, and you know, this has been an issue since I've been on the board, actually. Going back to my own graduation, I was lined up outside the arena somewhat like this with other students getting ready to come in the room, and they had an ID check, and then I noticed that the ID check, they would occasionally pull somebody after checking their ID and move them over to another line at the other side of the building. And I wondered, I thought maybe it was a grade issue or something, but wasn't worried about it. So I got up to that desk, and sure enough, sent me over to line 2. And I noticed that the person in line 2 was a campus patrol officer. So this did not look good. So he looked my name up and said, "Mr. Joyce, you owe $160 in unpaid parking tickets, and if you want your diploma today, you will pay that today." So I had my graduation money in my pocket, and I had to peel off $160, and you know, luckily, apparently, I don't owe any money to Alfred because I did get my diploma here today. So, you know, I've been a trustee for just over 21 years, and witnessed a lot of challenges and changes. COVID, of course, being the most recent and complex. In my college era, the big issue was the conflict of the war in Vietnam. And 2 years in a row, my sophomore and freshman year, the university shut down early, and we didn't finish the academic year in either sense because people were off protesting or working on politics. And so we've all seen major changes. The Ukraine issues weigh heavily on everybody's mind, and I understand that. One thing that's been consistent throughout the 21 years has been the dedication to and the love for Alfred University by its trustees, the administrators, the faculty, and the staff. At every meeting that I've ever attended, the theme was the same. What can we do to make Alfred a better place for our students? That attitude's what makes this place special, and what makes your accomplishments here, culminating today, so valuable going forward. Congratulations and good luck, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Now on to our final honorary degree. I would like to announce or present Cheryl Blanchard presenting our honorary degree to our commencement speaker, Dr. Langer. Cheryl is a 1986 graduate of ceramic engineering. Cheryl went on to get her PhD in material science and engineering from the University of Texas. Cheryl is currently the CEO of publicly traded Anika Therapeutics. Unfortunately, but Alfred is outside of ordinary, Cheryl's going to be presenting Dr. Langer via an audio recording because Cheryl is back in Boston recovering from cancer treatments. So I want to thank Cheryl for knowing and introducing Dr. Langer to us and being able to present him with an honorary degree today. So the hooding of Dr. Langer will be from Terry Mahalski and Chris Heckel.
Mr. President, students, staff, faculty, and guests, I am pleased to present to you Dr. Robert S. Langer, professor in the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Departments of Chemical Engineering and Biological Engineering. As a faculty member in the David H. Koch Institute of Integrative Cancer Research, he is one of 12 institute professors at MIT. Being an institute professor is the highest honor that can be awarded to an MIT faculty member. Dr. Langer is world-renowned for his contributions to medicine and biotechnology. He is viewed as the founder of the field of tissue engineering in regenerative medicine and is the pioneer of hundreds of technologies, including controlled release and transdermal drug delivery systems, which allow for the non-invasive administration of drugs through the skin. He holds more than 1,400 granted or pending patents, which have been licensed or sub-licensed to more than 400 companies. He is the author of more than 1,500 articles, and with more than 363,000 citations, he is the most cited engineer in history and fourth most cited individual in any field of academic research. Dr. Langer is also a prolific entrepreneur, having participated in the founding of more than 40 biotechnology companies, including Cambridge, Massachusetts-based COVID-19 vaccine maker Moderna, which pioneered messenger RNA therapies and vaccines. Dr. Langer is the recipient of more than 220 awards and is one of just 3 living individuals who have received both the United States National Medal of Science in 2006 and the United States National Medal of Technology and Innovation in 2011. He is also a recipient of the Charles Stark Draper Prize, considered the equivalent of the Nobel Prize for Engineers, the Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering, Albany Medical Center Prize, Breakthrough Prize in Life Sciences, Kyoto Prize, Wolf Prize for Chemistry, Millennial Technology Prize, Priestley Medal, the highest award of the American Chemical Society, Gardner Prize, Hoover Medal, Dreyfus Prize in Chemical Sciences, and the BBVA Frontiers of Knowledge Award in Biomedicine. Dr. Langer earned his bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from Cornell University and his doctoral degree also in chemical engineering from MIT. He is the recipient of 36 honorary degrees and has been elected to the National Academy of Sciences, the National Academy of Engineering, National Academy of Medicine, and National Academy of Inventors. Mr. President, I am honored to present Dr. Robert S. Langer for the conferral of the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa, in recognition of his many significant accomplishments as a scientist, researcher, and entrepreneur.
Cheryl, thank you for that wonderful introduction. We know you're watching by live stream from Winchester, Mass. Know that we're thinking of you. Cheryl herself is a member of the National Academy of Engineering. Dr. Robert S. Langer, in recognition of your accomplishments and by virtue of the authority vested in me by Alfred University's Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Doctor of Science honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. And in token whereof, I cause you to be vested with the hood of the degree and instruct that your status be charged in the membership roll of the Alfred University Alumni Association. Congratulations, and I'd have to say it now 37 times, but doctor, with one of those doctors being an Alfred University doctor.
I'm waiting for my instructions.
Now I would like to provide a short introduction to our honorary degree recipient before we turn the mic over to him. I've known of Dr. Langer for most of my 36-year career, but it has only been the last 10 years that I've had the great pleasure to know Bob as a person and to have the absolute privilege to work with him. It is truly an honor for us all to have him here today as our commencement speaker. You heard me call out Bob's terribly impressive accomplishments that he is so deserving of, but let me just take a minute to set the stage for the person you're about to meet. When you walk into Bob's office, you literally can't see the walls of his office, and he's starting to lose room with stacks on the floor of all of the awards and prizes he has earned. That long list of patents I mentioned, well, they've been licensed to over 400 companies that have turned those inventions into medical products and drugs that have saved or improved the lives of over 2 billion people. That's 40 companies Bob has founded or co-founded, including Moderna, that little Boston startup that's been saving the world here lately. Well, he co-founded another company called Microchips Biotech. That was where Bob, as co-founder and board member, hired me into my first CEO job. How lucky was I? But enough of that, because I could go on. Here's what I really want you to know about Bob. He is a genuinely nice person who mentors and helps other people succeed. And pay attention here, all the new graduates. I am convinced that has been the secret to his unparalleled success. These are traits I have truly come to value after 36 years in corporate life. Don't get me wrong, Bob works tirelessly, demands great work, and answers to the toughest of questions from his students and companies. But that is just the entry card to his success, not his secret. When Bob graduated from MIT with his doctorate in chemical engineering, all of his friends took the easy path to super high-paying jobs at one of the oil companies. Instead, Bob pursued a path of continued rejection, uncertainty, and low-paying jobs. For a while. I mean, he seems to be doing okay these days. But he followed that difficult path, never giving up, to get a position where he could work in the medical field and help people. And while he wouldn't tell you this, at the end of the day, he forged his own path by developing a couple of new fields that have changed the face of medicine: tissue engineering, the basis for the successful field of regenerative medicine, and drug delivery, the enabling science for delivering drugs like mRNA therapies that simply didn't work without lipid nanoparticles, for example. He has spent his life teaching, inventing, mentoring, and helping populations of people feel better, get better, and do better. So without further ado, Dr. Robert Langer.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Blanchard. Cheryl Blanchard, who's a member of your board of trustees, she's a role model for the whole world. I also want to thank Dr. Edmondson, the Alfred University Board of Trustees, and the students of this terrific university. I actually know this is a terrific university firsthand because my sister Kathy went here and graduated in 1982, and she told me that. I feel very privileged to speak to you this morning, and I want to congratulate all of you and also all your families. Congratulations. I also want to leave you with some simple messages that kind of mirror what Dr. Blanchard said. First, when you choose a job as you leave here, follow your passion. Choose something that you think you'll really love. Don't do something just for the money. Do it for what you really care about. And then try to dream big dreams, dreams that you hope can change the world and make it a better place. Also, you know, when you do things like this, and whatever you do, I'm sure you're going to run into roadblocks. Everybody does. And no matter how bad things look, I hope you don't give up. And fourth, treat everyone with kindness, I just think, and respect. I just think that's so important for everyone. I thought I'd expand a little bit on what Dr. Blanchard said and use myself as an example of struggles, but also dreams. So I got my degree in chemical engineering in 1974. There was a gas shortage then, like a few years ago. But in 1974, it was really bad. Like if you were in Boston and you had a car, you actually had to wait in line 2 hours to get your tank filled up. But if you were a chemical engineer, that was actually really good because you got lots of job offers. So all my classmates pretty much went to work at oil companies. So I thought I'd do the same thing. You know, they had lots of openings, super high-paying jobs. And it turned out I got 20 job offers from oil companies. I wasn't that good. Actually, four of those offers were from Exxon alone. One of them made quite an impression on me. I remember going to one of these places, one of these Exxons, this was in Louisiana, and they said, gee, if you could increase the yield of this one chemical by 0.1%, they said that would be fantastic. It would be worth billions of dollars. I remember flying back home to Boston that night thinking to myself that I really didn't want to do that. And it made me think more about what I did want to do. And I've always had this dream, even at that age, in my 20s, of using my background to improve people's lives. When I was a graduate student, and I was supposed to be doing my thesis, I helped start a school for poor high school kids. And I got very involved in creating new math and chemistry curricula. And one day I saw an ad to do just that at City College of New York. So I wrote them a letter applying for a job, but they didn't write me back. But I really liked that idea, so I found all the ads I could to do that, about 40 of them. I wrote to all of them, and actually none of those 40 wrote me back. So that wasn't going so well. So I started to think, what other way could I use my chemical engineering background to help people? So I thought about health-related research. So I applied to a lot of hospitals and medical schools. They didn't write me back either. Then one day I walked into the lab where I was, and one of the older scientists said to me, he said, Bob, you know, there's this surgeon named Dr. Judah Folkman at Boston Children's Hospital and Harvard. And he said, sometimes he hires unusual people. And he was kind enough to offer me a job. So I took, at that time, what seemed like a high risk to all my friends, and I began doing research in a hospital. I was actually the only engineer in the entire hospital. I began working on two projects. They were kind of related. One was trying to discover the first substances that could stop cancer blood vessels from growing, and hopefully that stopped tumor growth. And secondly, as Dr. Blanchard mentioned, developing tiny particles, nanoparticles or microparticles, that might be able to deliver these substances that I was trying to find, and really any large molecular weight substances, such as proteins or RNA, to the body. Before I worked on this problem, no one had been able to do this, and in fact, every scientist that we talked to told us this was impossible. I didn't really listen to them. I spent 2 years working on this, and actually I found over 200 different ways to get this to not work. But finally, I discovered some ways where I could modify certain materials, make them into tiny particles, and get it to work. And I use these particles to create ways of studying how different substances might affect cancer. And we actually found the first substance that could stop blood vessels. As an aside, and this is often how medicine works, it took 28 years from the paper we wrote, which was in the journal Science in 1976 on this, until the FDA approved the first blood vessel inhibitor. Today, such inhibitors called Avastin, Lucentis, and Eylea are some of the most widely used biopharmaceuticals for treating cancer and eye diseases like macular degeneration and diabetic retinopathy. They've been used by millions of patients. You know, about 2 years after I started working on this drug delivery project, I remember being asked to give a lecture to a very distinguished audience of scientists at a conference in Michigan. I was 27 years old. I'd never given a big talk before. But by the time the talk was over, I felt better. I didn't forget too much what I was going to say. I didn't stammer too much. So I thought when I was done with this talk that all these older scientists, being nice people, would want to encourage me, this young guy. But when I got done speaking, a number of these older scientists came up to me and they said, "We don't believe anything you just said. We know you can't get these substances through these tiny particles. They're just too big to go through the walls of those particles. It's kind of like any of us walking through a brick wall. It's impossible." Also, after that, shortly after that talk, I tried to get funding to support my research. My first 9 grants were rejected. And when I was done with my work doing this blood vessel and drug delivery work, I applied for faculty positions in chemical engineering departments. That's my background. Not a single one would offer me a job. So I ended up actually in a nutrition department. But the year after I got that department, the chairman who hired me, and he was kind of like a benevolent dictator kind of person. He offered me the job, but he didn't bother to ask anybody else in the faculty what they thought. So unfortunately, the year after I joined the department, he left. So pretty much everybody else in the department told me I should leave too. I'm still there though. But you know, and one more challenge was getting a patent. You know, we filed a patent with the patent office, and 5 years in a row, the patent examiner rejected it. And so the people at the hospital and MIT, they said I should just give up. But you can probably tell by now I don't believe in giving up. So I started thinking about how to get, you know, new ways of getting the patent allowed, legally, of course. And the patent examiner actually didn't really understand it, because he said it might be obvious. But as I told you before, in the beginning, everybody said this was impossible, it couldn't work. So I wondered, maybe somebody wrote that down. So I actually analyzed the literature. You know, we had published a paper in the journal Nature in 1976. This is now 1982, after 5 years of rejection. And I found a paper by 5 famous scientists saying that Dr. Folkman, who I mentioned, and myself have reported some surprising results that clearly demonstrate the opposite of what scientists had said before. So I showed this to the examiner, and he said, gee, I will actually now allow the patent if you can get written affidavits from each of these people that they really wrote that. So I wrote them, and they were nice enough to write me back that they really wrote it. And this would lead to new treatments by companies we started and licensed things to treat schizophrenia, alcoholism, opioid addiction, diabetes, cancer, and many other diseases. Over the years, my students and I, we've started something like, as Cheryl mentioned, 40 companies. So just to tell you briefly about one of them she mentioned, which is Moderna. In 2010, myself and 3 others started this company to develop messenger RNA therapeutics and vaccines. And again, as she mentioned, these molecules had to be delivered in nanoparticles, made using many of the principles our lab had developed over the years. Otherwise, the RNA would be destroyed. Again, even now, after we started the company, many people in the scientific community, stock analysts and the press criticized both me and the company. They said these approaches would never work. For example, and this is even 2 years ago, when we started developing vaccines to treat COVID, the Boston Globe, that's my hometown newspaper, they ran a front-page article in May of 2020 as we were in clinical trials, and the title of the front-page headline is, "This is not how you do science," and they put my picture right underneath it. It's always good to have a nice hometown newspaper. But Moderna and its terrific employees, some of whom are my former students, never gave up. Today, the Moderna vaccine, and one somewhat like it made by Pfizer and BioNTech, also using nanoparticles, are used by billions of people all over the world. This leads me to my final point. Many ask me about people in our lab and that they've done quite well. And I like to think it's because we've treated everyone with respect and kindness, treating people the way you hope they would treat you. No matter, so my last piece of advice, and maybe most important, is no matter what you do with your life career-wise, there's nothing more important than being a good, caring, kind human being. I want to conclude by saying how deeply honored I am to receive this honorary degree, and most importantly, I want to congratulate all of you and your families on this very special day of your lives. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Langer, for those inspirational comments and wonderful stories. We're now going to move to the conferment of our graduate degrees. This afternoon, we're going to have a special ceremony for our doctoral candidates, a hooding ceremony with their advisors, the deans, the president, and their friends and family. Their names can be found with their degrees in your program. If we can give them a round of applause. I'm I'm going to call to the lectern Dr. Jay Serio, the Dean of Graduate and Continuing Studies, who will initiate the conferment of our master's degrees.
Good morning. The first thing I want to do before we confer the graduate degrees is congratulate all the undergraduate graduates who are here today. So congratulations on your achievement. Hopefully you'll be also walking the stage as a graduate student sometime in the future. Will the candidates and faculty in all majors of the master's degree programs please stand as your degree programs are read and remain standing? Okay, would all the master's degree recipients stand, and the faculty, please? Faculty may be seated. That was a quick one, what, right? Mr. President, standing before you are the candidates for Master of Business Administration, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Science, Master of Arts, and Master of Science in Education. They have completed all requirements as set forth by the faculty. I am pleased to present them to you in conferment of the degree.
Thank you, Dean Serio. By virtue of the authority vested in me by our university's Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I confer upon you the master's degree to which you are entitled, as listed in the commencement program, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Graduates, please come forward to the platform to receive your well-earned diplomas, and allow me the opportunity to congratulate you.
Receiving the degree Master of Business Administration in Business Administration, Kaylee Ann Aldrich. Chelsea M. Ames. Joshua Matthew Briggs. Morgan Brothers. Anastasia Michaela Marie Campbell. Joseph J. Cara III. Victoria Nicole Karamp. Cole Eels. Tyrone Freeman. Christina Alexis Gower. Charles D. Hawkins. Grace Snow Hiltunen. Aiden LaCourse. Avery Love. Adam Mohammed. Charles R.C. Murphy. Corey Schutte. Lauren Marie Sirota. Hannah Shaduk. Owens Fiore Shepard, Jr. Laura E. Simmons. Ethan Alexander Stewart. Jeremy R. Walther. Devin Withers. Receiving the degree Master of Fine Arts, Tony Enzio Baker. Margot Louise Claude. Katie Fee. Noah Francis Green. Jacqueline Page Head. Henry Jackson Speaker. Corwin Lund. Felicity Machado. Molly Evelyn McKinley. Brady McLaren. Jolie Nicole No. Samantha Sloan Weichert. Hare Zhu. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in School Psychology, Sydney Bell. Kaylee Kaplan Wright. Lyndon Patricia Miles. Jessica Owen. Nicholas Sanders. Lauren Aileen Smith. Matthew James Vandami. Receiving the degree Master of Science in Education, Cody Robert Crippen. Madison Taylor Curtis. Tatum Leffingwell. Garrett Tanner Martin. Carson Antonia Richenberg. Karina A. Rodriguez. Anthony Serdula. Elizabeth Ann Williams.
Let's give a round of applause for all of our master students. I now have the pleasure to introduce our two co-VPs for student experience. Oh, I thought they were. I'm sorry. Glitches happen. Hold on. We don't want to miss anybody. I apologize. We wanted to make sure that we didn't miss any of our Masters of Engineering students, and they are not present. So we didn't miss anybody. So now we're going to move to our undergraduate degrees. And I want to start first by introducing our co-interim vice presidents for student experience, Nadine Shardlow and Paul Vecchio, and ask Paul Vecchio to come to the lectern.
Thank you, Dr. Doby, and congratulations to all of our graduates today, particularly for the perseverance that you have shown to be here today. I am here to introduce the first of our two Marlon Miller Outstanding Senior Honorees as the interim co-vice president for student experience. But first, in my side hustle role as the director of athletics, I'm hoping you could join me in giving a huge Saxon shout out to our back-to-back Empire 8 champion softball team who are competing in the NCAA National Championships at Kane College this weekend. And because they are on the diamond representing AU today, 7 members of that team, Tatiana Mejia, Alyssa Gutron, Ashley Lugo, Allison O'Toole, Mara Moore, Jillian Flint, and Elena Seha will not be able to celebrate their graduation in person with us today. So I'm hoping you can also join me in a round of applause for these 7 graduating students. And now to our first Marlon Miller Outstanding Senior Honoree. Mackenzie Cashmere is a young woman of character and substance, and as you'll learn through her speech today, uncommon courage and conviction. She hails from Weedsville, Pennsylvania, and came to us from Elk County Christian High School, the daughter of Dave and Kimberly Cashmere. She has successfully navigated the gauntlet of majoring in mechanical engineering, successfully completing our ROTC program to be commissioned to officer school and the United States Army, and also finding time to serve as a 4-year letter winner on our highly successful women's soccer program. Suffice to say, many of Mackenzie's days in our Magic Valley started before 5 a.m. for ROTC training, walking off a practice field at 9 p.m. or later, tutoring students through our Center for Academic Success, attending classes, and somehow managing to have a near-perfect GPA in mechanical engineering. Clearly, Mac has managed to do what I have failed for my entire life. I believe she has managed to find a machine to stop time. What else to explain her excellence in all areas of her Alfred experience? Without further ado, please join me in welcoming our first Marlon Miller Outstanding Senior, and as of yesterday, Second Lieutenant Mackenzie Cashmere.
I'm not a public speaker. It's not something that I enjoy. But after meeting with Nadine and Paul about 2 weeks ago, I felt okay with this assignment because they promised me that if anyone booed, they would run off the stage and tackle whoever it was. So with my guard dogs on standby, how bad can this really be? Before I get into my story, I want to take some time to thank some super important people for helping me to get to this point. First of all, my parents for sacrificing so much to get me here. My older brother and sister for always being so much better than me at literally everything, and by default being good role models. My mentors, Dr. Mattson and Dylan Smith. My thesis advisors, Dr. Maha, Dr. Gopi, Dr. Richardson, and Dr. Gomez. And lastly, my academic advisors, Dr. Joe and Dr. Betty. Now into my story. It takes a village to raise a child. No, it takes a village like Alfred to raise a child. Some of you might be thinking, wait, Mac, you weren't a child when you got to college. And this is exactly what I thought as I got ready to leave and come to Alfred in 2018. When I graduated high school, I came from a small, tight-knit community with a village of people who were there to guide me along the way and that cared so much about me and my future. When I graduated and got ready to go to college, I was so thankful for all their help and their guidance, but I was ready to be an adult and figure it all out on my own. I may have been 18, but I was still a child. I just didn't realize it yet. Nevertheless, I was ready to start soccer, ROTC, and my engineering degree. You might be thinking that it is too much to do without help, but I was young enough and foolish enough to think that I would be able to do it all on my own. I would soon realize that at Alfred, I didn't have to do it alone. The first village that gave me a home was the women's soccer team. The upperclassmen took me under their wing, showing me where my classes were, cooking me dinner, and making sure that I wasn't homesick. Our head coach, Craig Yanni, always had an open door policy, giving us a place to come when we were too overwhelmed. I shockingly got too busy with ROTC, soccer, and my classes, but Craig allowed me to continue everything, even though at a lot of different universities, it is not an option to play a varsity sport and do ROTC. This was the first village that made Alfred my home. The next village that welcomed me in over the last 4 years, which has probably been the most important, was the community of the faculty and staff here. I remember in my second semester mentioning to a professor that I was looking for a job on campus, and he emailed someone and helped me get a job at the gym. A trustee member took a chance on me and gave me an amazing project for my senior thesis. Cassie McCarn helping me this past semester with scheduling and literally everything that was needed for ROTC when Dylan Smith got a new position elsewhere. Chris Gauze for giving me a worthwhile job tutoring the last 3 years at the Center for Academic Success. The president of the university running a 5K for physical training at 6 a.m. with the ROTC program, just to help us raise awareness. Professors and veterans showing up for physical training to tell us their Army experience and to just offer us guidance. A professor that I never even took a class from, taking the time out of her day so I could come into her office when I needed to vent or I just needed someone to talk to. Lastly, only with a village like the faculty and staff at Alfred University can you survive 5 semesters of a pandemic. The last village, and the one that I hold closest to my heart, was the village that I helped to create with the ROTC program here on campus. Dylan Smith, along with the cadre from ROTC, have worked very hard to create a program here. Starting out as the only cadet was horrifying. The first time I wore my uniform on campus, someone stopped and took a picture of me. It's hard to be the only one, but over the span of 4 years, with a lot of help from so many people that I can't even list all their names, we have a thriving program here. We wear our uniforms every Wednesday on campus to raise awareness. When I first got to Alfred, I was planning on doing the Army part-time, but through some great mentors in ROTC like Master Sergeant Miller, Dylan Smith, and Lieutenant Colonel Carrier, they made me realize that a full-time active duty was my true calling. With their guidance and support, I found a reason for putting in all this time and effort into creating this village of the ROTC program here. It isn't often we get to see the result of the work that we put into something, especially in creating a village like this. Right after graduation, I report for my next village in the active duty Army. I will carry all these Alfred memories close to my heart and hopefully one day be able to create the same kind of village for my soldiers, no matter who they are or what they are going through. Because here at Alfred University, I was shown time and time again those acts of selfless service by so many faculty and staff here. As I wrap up this speech, I will leave the graduation class with this advice. Wherever you are going next, find a village. If a village isn't there, create one. It may seem like way too much work at the time, and it definitely will be a ton of work, but I promise when you see the village that you are a part of or create, allow someone new to feel at home due to the work that you put into it, it'll all be worth it. Congratulations to all, and thank you for making my time here at Alfred University so unforgettable.
Wow. It is my honor to have the opportunity as co-interim VP for Student Experience to present you our next Marlon Miller Outstanding Senior. Merville Balanza, born to Joseph and Nabitu, attended Cleveland Hill High School in Buffalo, New York. She is completing her degree in biological sciences with a minor in chemistry. Her plan when she chose to come to Alfred University was to solely concentrate on her academics because she wanted to fulfill her dream of academic success. That plan changed very, very quickly. She started to engage herself in all of the other things that Alfred University offers. She joined clubs and organizations. One of her most special was to take Mark Zupan's place as president for the day in April 2021. Mervell is part of the shining light of Fiat Lux. I learned rather quickly while attending the honors reception that our students are a lot smarter than I am, for sure. As each one came forward and announced their titles for their thesis projects, it blew my mind. Mervell's was, wait for it, enhancing Pseudomonas organosa biofilm susceptibility in thermopeutic enzymes. Really? Please give a warm congratulatory acknowledgement to our Marlon Miller Outstanding Senior, Mervell Balanza.
Thank you very much, Nadine. We've all heard the phrase, don't give up on your dreams. But did you know not giving up on your dreams begins with you believing in yourself? To believe in yourself, you must let go of the need for positive feedback and approval. It is to narrow your focus on your goals and to maintain the enthusiasm necessary for success, even when you're faced with obstacles along the way. This award has been one of my dreams since the beginning of my college career. And there were times, hence the COVID era, when I felt discouraged and disconnected from the belief that I would ever get this award. Well, because during these times, it was difficult to get involved with the university. But one thing remained the same, my passion for being the best version of myself. Traversing through these challenging times not only taught me that my potential is beyond a grade on a paper and a measure of achievements, but it also humbled me and pushed me to pursue every dream I've ever dreamt. If you ask me today, what is one thing you cherish the most about Alfred? It is that in these magical valleys, every dream has a potential of becoming a reality. I would be wrong to say I've gotten to where I am today on my own. I'm standing here not by my own might or power, but by the grace of God. His mercy, grace, and unfailing love has carried me all the way through and will continue to do so. And now to my parents. Thank you for instilling with me a strong passion for learning and for doing everything possible to place me on a path to success. I am the woman I am today because of what you taught me and how you raised me. And because of your countless sacrifices, I have access to an education and opportunities to follow. And I will always cherish everything you've done for me in the years to come. My family, especially my siblings, thank you very much for your unwavering support and believing in me. You know, it becomes easy to study and focus when you have a family that supports you each and every day, and I believe I'm truly blessed. A special shout out to my love, Jack, for always being willing to listen to my crazy ideas and my complaints about biology labs, and for being my virtual study buddy. And to my best friend, Jamila, thank you very much for always being there through it all. You were there through cell bio, you were there through long nights, and a broken steering wheel. That's a story for another day. And for always reminding me to enjoy every moment because they will soon come to an end. I am here today because of everything that you've done for me, and I'm truly blessed. And now to my professors. I cannot name you all because you're too many. The ones who vividly watched me grow personally and intellectually. Thank you for seeing a potential in me even when I didn't see it for myself, and for teaching me everything I need to do in order to get closer to my dream of being a doctor. Everything you've painstakingly taught me has molded me into the person I am today, and I'm very grateful. And now to you, class of 2022, I'll pass one thing from a very wise and wealthy man. No one can measure your success except for yourself. And I repeat, no one can measure your success except for yourself. From here on, I know we'll all go in many different directions. Some of us are going into grad school, some of us are going straight into the workforce, and some of us are getting married. Wherever the tide of life leads you, always remember that only you can measure how far you've gone and how much further you want to go. And every wave that life throws at you, whether it be a spilling wave or a hollow wave, be sure to surf through the wave. Surf through the waves. And don't give up on yourself, because beyond those waves, there are still waters, and you have a better vision of the future that's ahead of you. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Thank you very much.
At this time, we would like to recognize the top-ranking seniors by school or college. I'll ask each student to please rise when I announce your name and remain standing until I've completed your introduction. So first, in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Karina Morling from Canisteo, New York, the Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training 4.0. In the School of Art and Design, Samuel Lapel from East Nassau, New York, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, a 4.0. In the Inamori School of Engineering, Austin Shunke from Springville, New York, a Bachelor of Science in Material Science of Engineering, 4.0. And in our College of Business, Emma Johnson from Sanborn, New York, a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, 3.99. Will the candidates for the Alfred University Scholars in the University Honors Program please rise? All of our Alfred University Scholars in the Honors Program, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women standing before you are the students who have completed the requirements of the Alfred University Honors Programs as set forth by the faculty. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments, our newest class. You may be seated. Let me call your attention to the graduates who will be wearing special honors cords signifying distinction. The honors cords are the gold cords that you will see. They signify cum laude with praise, magna cum laude with great praise, and summa cum laude with highest praise. Before we confer the degrees, there are two groups of people we would like to acknowledge again. So first, the families and the friends of our graduates. You have created a network of support that saw all of our students through to their degrees. We would like to recognize you again with a round of applause. The second group is the Alfred University faculty and staff. Our faculty and staff have mentored, inspired, taught, and cared for these students. Without them, this would not be possible. So I would like all the faculty and staff from Alfred University to please stand. Each dean will present the undergraduate degree candidates from their respective colleges. We'll begin with Dean Mark Lewis, the College of Business.
Thank you, Provost Dobie. It is so exciting to be in person again this year for 2022. Will the candidates and the faculty in the College of Business please stand? Mr. President, the students standing before you are candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. They have completed all requirements as set forth by the faculty. I am pleased to present them to you for conferment of degrees. The faculty may be seated.
Thank you, Dean Lewis. By virtue of the authority vested in me by Alfred University's Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I confer upon you the Bachelor of Science degree. Graduates, please come forward to the stage at this time.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science, Mona Selah H. Alkaf. Mohammed Mohsin El Mohsin. Mohammed Zain Al Nakli. Rodney D. Bailey Jr. Just one moment. Jason Michael Berardacurti. Mahid Faisal M. Bastani, cum laude. Sean Cameron Jr. Kelsey Charles, cum laude. Javon Clark. Christopher Stephen Dietrich. Papa Gala Diem. Jason Dong. Kevin Michael Durkin. Gabriella Lee Dutton. Placid Finch. Brianna Lee Garcia. Alicia Mabel Garashi, magna cum laude. Jonathan Helios. Michael Hamilton, cum laude. Michael Joseph Hannon, Jr. Okay. Sydney L. Herner. Drew Jackson. Emma K. Johnson, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Hannah Rayanne Kaiser. Jubilee M. Kreischer. Cara May Landries. Howard Andrew Lang. Zachary Nelson Leinenbach, magna cum laude. Antonia Amanda Lopez. Samuel Nicholas Jr. Amanda Nicole O'Toole, cum laude. Franklin J. Perez. Jake E. Phillips, cum laude. Justin N. Phillips, cum laude. Adrian J. Romero. Anthony J. Ruffino. Keandra D. Sanders. Robert J. Saucier. Jessica L. Smith. Riley Strayer, summa cum laude. Madeline R. Sweets. Edward Walzer. Kalen Matthew Winky.
Please join me in a final round of applause for our business graduates. It's really exciting to remember them on their first day of college and see them walking across the stage now. This time, I'd like to introduce Dean Robert Stein of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Thank you, Dean Lewis. Will the candidates and faculty in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences please stand? Mr. President, standing before you are the students going for a degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science as appropriate. They have completed all of the requirements as set forth by the faculty. I am pleased to present them to you for conferment of degrees.
Thank you, Dean Stein. By virtue of the authority vested in me by Alfred University's Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science degree. Graduates, please come forward to the stage at this time.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts, Samuel Acosta, cum laude. Abigail Sue Austin, magna cum laude. Lilith Bacher. Jesse Berry. Dylan Jacob Bowers, cum laude. Kayla Faye Brown. Naya Brown. Kelsey Brzezowski. Okay. Kelsey Brzezowski. Okay. Mervell. Oh, boy. Sorry. Morel Zaruka Balanza. Miguel Bustamante, cum laude. Jocelyn Castaneda. Michael Chaparro III. Jaron Richard Cheatham. Nicole Lynn Colunio. Josephine Conti. Logan Michael Cross. Madeline Kate Devine, magna cum laude. Honor Lily Triumph Edmonds. Zachary A. Englert. Allison Ebeland. Julia M. Fanning. Lillian C. Fazzi. Melissa Emanuela Fontarosa. Robert Guy Giancarlo, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Lorraine Cueva Giancarlo, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Logan W. Go. Ash Gregory, magna cum laude. Mackenzie Marie Grosskopf, cum laude. Colton H. Hadzel. Judith Kiana Michelle Hammerth. Regina Harper. Denzel Matthew Honorary. Noah T. Howard, Alfred University scholar. Genevieve Kibani Huta, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Madison Storm Jimenez. Jonathan K. Erin Kathleen Kennedy. Robert R. Ligenfelter. Ava Magnanimi. Hope Martinez. Rick William Madison. Samara Jade Maria Mock. Destiny A. Montez. Anastasia Ajule Morris. Dale L. Mott Slater, magna cum laude. Mackenzie Rose O'Brien, cum laude. Taylor Emma Parente. Samantha Parrish, Alfred University scholar, also receiving a second degree of Bachelor of Arts in Theater. Jacob Tyler Perez. Ian Philbrick Miller. Michael Reed, cum laude. Tyler M. Ryder, cum laude. Kismeli Rinkin. Carter Stephen Rousseau, magna cum laude. Raven London Lynn Scarupa. Jasmine Schlegeter. Ryan J. Schwanz. Kishel Amika Scipio, Alfred University scholar. Chris Simmons, cum laude. Cassandra E. Slezak, cum laude. Noah Christian C. Soriano. Emily E. Stefani, summa cum laude, Ethan Stickles. Ingrid Franz Sullivan, summa cum laude. Jonathan Owen Thousand, cum laude. Tallulah Jane Odetta Torte, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Peggy Lynn Tracy. Kiana Vasquez. Tiana L. Villanueva. Bailey Marie Welker. Gavin Timothy Wilberts. Sadia Evelyn Deanis Young. Sorry. Avery K. Zuick, cum laude. You got it. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science, Antonio T. Aiello. Patrick R. Brewer. J. M. Bruckle. Jessica Lynn Buckingham. Megan Amelia Cochran. Abigail Dwyer, cum laude. Rachel Lee Flaherty. Quinn Fowler, also receiving a second degree of Bachelor of Science. Kyle James Full. Kathleen Gonzalez Guapa. Holly A. Gross. Sabrina Lee Harnden, magna cum laude. Jessica Marie Henry, magna cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Patricia Ann Kirk. Jeremiah Kinner. Taylor McCready, cum laude. Dalton Charles McCumber. Lori McDaniels. Lily McLaughlin, cum laude. Kaylee Ann McLean. Stephen Moretti Ransom. Karina Ashley Morling, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Jessica M. File, summa cum laude. Wendy Rendon. Mason Michael Sanborn. Brittany Serdula, magna cum laude. Louis Anthony Chegolet, cum laude. Sandra Tachiwa, cum laude. Natalie Margaret Woodell, magna cum laude. Caitlin M. White. Alexis Snow White. Jeremiah Theodore Young.
How about one more round of applause for our graduates from College of Liberal Arts and Sciences? I'd now like to invite Dean Lauren Lake of the School of Art and Design to the podium.
Will the amazing candidates and the amazing faculty in the School of Art and Design please stand? The faculty may now be seated. Mr. President, the students standing before you are candidates for the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science degree as appropriate. They have completed all requirements as set forth by the faculty. I am pleased to present them to you for conferment of degree.
Thank you, Dean Lake. By virtue of the authority vested in me by Alfred University's Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of your School of Art and Design faculty, I confer upon you the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree or Bachelor of Science degree. Graduates, please come forward to the stage at this time.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts, Salem El Husseini, cum laude. Elena Arneson. Sophia Babiak. Mariah Faith Barksdale. Kaylee Blazy, cum laude. Delia Rain Blau. Lauren Beth Bosshart. Rosalie Miranda Brennan. Ariana Lee Chardonnay Bronson. Isabella M. Komai, magna cum laude. Brona Claire Dempsey, cum laude. Juliana Doherty. Killian Doyle. Abigail J. Duffy. Nancy Ashlyn Carter Elliott, cum laude. Grace Josephine Evans, magna cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Jonah J. Figueroa Daly. Molly Catherine Fox, summa cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Galice, cum laude. Hannah Marie Groff. Bobby Scott Hall, cum laude. Austin C. Hampton, cum laude. Grace Aaron Hanlon, magna cum laude. Monet Harris. Mary Elizabeth Hemphill, cum laude. Ty Q. Hayden, cum laude. Jenna Howland. Laura Janelles. Sally Rebecca Johnston, magna cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Grace Elizabeth Joyner, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar, also receiving a second degree Bachelor of Arts. Shannon Mary Klotz. Samuel Jin Chu Lapel, summa cum laude. Grace Labat, cum laude. Catherine Leopardy, magna cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Julia Lauer, cum laude. Drake E. Lee. Marissa Lilikowski Josephson, cum laude. Riley Liberto, summa cum laude. Wes Libsey. Catherine Maher, cum laude. Candice Maldonado, cum laude. Shaylin McLaury, cum laude. Justice Meriwether Rush McClintock, also receiving a second degree of Bachelor of Science. Mackenzie Elizabeth McDonald, magna cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Trey Millward, summa cum laude. Melissa Mataferri, cum laude. Nope. Sorry. Mia Mataferri, cum laude. Jasmine R. Moscow. Daniela Marie Murphy, cum laude. Tegan A. Murphy, magna cum laude. Giovanni Pesci. Peyton Peter, magna cum laude. Bianca Petty, magna cum laude. Elena M. Pike Riccardi, cum laude. Natalie Rose Paklap, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar, also receiving a second degree Bachelor of Science. Miriam H. Radwan, magna cum laude. Diane Carol Ramus. Christine Raposas, cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Anna Rasmussen, magna cum laude. Sarah Rose Rue, cum laude. Zane E. Scott. Jill Smith, magna cum laude. Adriana Elizabeth Taylor, cum laude. Anthony Toomey. Hannah Loretta Ullman, cum laude. Sean Tyler Volger, magna cum laude. Min Chang Wang, cum laude. Savannah Rose Wenning, cum laude. Samantha Ellen Wilson, magna cum laude. Hannah Yando, magna cum laude. Hao Zhan, cum laude. Okay.
Could we have one last round of applause for the School of Art and Design graduates? It is my honor to bring to the stage Dean Gausted, College of Engineering.
Thank you very much, Dean Lake. I'm thrilled to be here today celebrating with everyone. Will the candidates and faculty in the School of Engineering please stand? Mr. President, the students standing before you are candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. They've completed all requirements as set forth by the faculty. I'm pleased to present them to you for conferment of degrees. The faculty may be seated.
Thank you, Dean Gausted. By virtue of the authority vested in me by Alfred University's Board of Trustees, and on the recommendation of your Inamori School of Engineering faculty, I confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science. Graduates, please come forward to the stage at this time.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Biomaterials Engineering, Daniel A. Farchione III, magna cum laude, Alfred University Scholar. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Ceramic Engineering, Grant Lewis Baldwin, cum laude, Alfred University Scholar. Michael Dale Bradley, cum laude. Anthony Franz Brandel, Jr. I can't. Mackenzie Kashmir. Kristen Chapman, Alfred University Scholar. Maxwell R. DeGregory. Amelia Theone Anke, magna cum laude. Preston Michael Garrick. David M. Jensen, cum laude, Alfred University Scholar. Tara Alma Lineman. Rachel Ann Moravansky, cum laude. Nathaniel Locklane Skill, cum laude, also receiving a second degree of Bachelor of Arts. Maria Giovanna Voss, summa cum laude, Alfred University Scholar. Alec Thomas Whitman, cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Glass Engineering, Jocelyn Quintas. Nicodemus Anderson Rod, cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Material Science and Engineering, Thomas Gregory Brewer, cum laude, Alfred University Scholar. Thane S. Zdzinski. Megan Elliott, cum laude, Alfred University Scholar. Logan Karshner. Catherine Savala Lynch, magna cum laude. Brewster James Marshall. Timothy H. Mayo, cum laude. River J. Pio, magna cum laude. Peo. Aiden Lee Sakuchi Bryan, cum laude. Austin Robert Shunke, summa cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Yu Shuan, cum laude. Joshua Alexander Ziek, magna cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Mustafa Eldawi. Selam Eldosari. Abdul Aziz Salam El Shamrani. Yep. Spencer Charles Chappett. Christopher Klaschens, cum laude. Caleb D. Dubois. Charles James Dungan, IV. Robert Clayton Felder, Jr. Alex D. Gardner, cum laude. John Patrick Horab, cum laude. Christopher C.W. Jardine. Justin Jarmer, summa cum laude. Cameron Jake. Kyle Maxwell Jenkins, magna cum laude. Andrew M. Joyner, cum laude. Keenan H. Kasparek. Benjamin J. Kearns. Tyler W. Komet. Scott Kimiachek, cum laude. John Michael Larson, cum laude. Jacob Michael William Marone. Nathan J. Mays, cum laude. Emily Nicole Miller, summa cum laude. Courtney Taylor Minnow, cum laude. Wyatt T. Najeko. Emmanuel Osai Oper. Jonathan Nicholas Page. Vincent N. Reel. Robert J. Safer, cum laude. Jacqueline Marie Schnurfeil, cum laude. Irving Sesmus. Finn David Vossler, cum laude. Nicholas Joseph Walsh. Donald Arthur Willard IV, magna cum laude, Alfred University scholar. Damon E. Janklowski. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Renewable Energy Engineering, Abdulrahman Hamad Al-Azmi. Ziad El-Ghurabi. Abdullah Mohammed H. Al-Harbi. Abdullah Alotabi. Rakan Hassan El-Quintani. Rayan Al-Thikfi. Tessa Grace Ballou. Magna cum laude. Adam R. Hoatling, cum laude. Rainan Abdullela Kenbeja. Andrea M. McDonald, summa cum laude. Dustin Thomas McCaslin. Rakan Awad Al-Thikfi.
Let's say congratulations to our graduates from the School of Engineering. You may be seated. Provost Toby.
And that's our class of 2022. On behalf of the Alumni Association, I would like to call Trustee Brian J. Hill to the lectern for induction of alumni. Brian.
I wanted to say good morning, but good afternoon. Will the graduates please rise? To begin with, allow me to extend my personal congratulations to each and every one of you. Job well done. Many of you probably don't remember, but I spoke to you in 2018 when you came here, and I went around talking to each one of you who said, I didn't know who that guy was, so here I am. Before we conclude today's ceremonies, I have the privilege of inducting you into the Alfred University Alumni Association. The Alumni Association was founded in 1886, which makes it nearly as venerable as the university itself, and consists of more than 33,000 alumni, living alumni. As students, you have been the beneficiaries of an educational experience that is Alfred University. As alumni, you are caretakers of that experience. Fulfill your responsibilities as stewards by participating in your alumni association. It is a great way to maintain existing friendships, to develop new ones, and to help lead Alfred into the years ahead. You can help to preserve the full authority of the diploma you have just earned by being a great steward of the university that awarded it. On behalf of all Alfred alumni, past and present, I congratulate you on your academic achievement as we celebrate the passage of this important educational milestone in your life. Welcome to the Alfred University Alumni Association. We are delighted to have you join us. If there are not already there, please move your tassels to the left. Please be seated. That means sit down. All right, thank you.
The reception locations can be found in the program and please look on page 22 of the program for the reception locations for our different academic units. Following the alma mater, the platform party will recess, followed by the faculty marshals, will then escort the students to the exit. We ask that family and friends convene in the parking lot to congratulate the members of our class of 2022. Today's a momentous occasion for our members of the class of 2022. What you've done to get to this point. There were times that the last 2 years especially seemed a combination of 1918, 1929, 1939, and 1968. The fact that you persevered and earned those hard-earned degrees, you have our respect, recognition, and great gratitude. Beyond a momentous occasion, though, it's also a moment to reflect on why we're here. George Eastman never went to college, but he was once asked why he gave all this money to higher ed, and he replied that for all the challenges humanity faces, if there's one solution, it's education. And we added the honorary degree recipients, and we also heard from the student speakers. We wouldn't be here without individuals like Dr. Langer, willingness to research, to try new ways, to learn what didn't work over 200 times. To the graduates of the class of 2022, the promise you've realized, the promise that lies ahead of you, but most importantly, it's also time, a moment to reflect what lies within, what you've developed, what you'll continue to develop from here on in. We heard from Charlie Joyce and saw the example that he lives of giving to the community. Mackenzie's words as well, the importance of building communities like she's benefited from them. How to learn to surf the waves that Merville talked about. The importance of showing kindness to others and the power of that. And then with Zelensky, the importance the values we can build on here in a liberal society, in a democratic society, freedom of thought, freedom of speech, critical thinking. Universities are about promoting those values. That's why we're all here at Alfred University. So I'd like to ask our class of 2022 to all stand one more time on this momentous occasion. And let us congratulate them. And stay standing, and now I'd like to ask everybody else to stand as well. Let us remember this moment and why we're all here, and the power of education that's at the heart of Alfred University. I now call upon Sarah Badeau, accompanied by Linda Steiger, to lead us in the alma mater, followed by the benediction. Important, please everyone stand until the recessional ends.
nestled away mid the Empire State Hills, 'neath the watch care of sentinel pines, where the murmuring song of the brook hums along, and the favoring sun ever shines. In a valley so fair where the forest trees share dominion o'er hillside and glen, stands the pioneer college of Western New York. Alfred, we hail thee again. Hail to thee, Alfred, thou guide of our youth, sweet benign mother, all hail. Sing out thy anthems of duty and truth. May thy clear ringing music ne'er fail.
Great job.
And now, cherishing memories forever sacred, strengthened by wisdom gained and molded by love that will endure, go forth from this place in confidence that you are ready to meet the challenges that lie ahead of you. And on behalf of your parents, your families, your friends, and the Alfred University community, we thank you for giving us this day. And we pray that the road ahead of you may be filled with peace. Amen.